You are connected as the host.
Good evening. Welcome to the gamble. I'm sure you're all familiar with the hood horror stories of old. Blackula, Bones, People Under the Stairs, Tales from the Hood, and Candyman. But I'm willing to bet that you never heard of this particular story before. This is the tale of the first black serial killer to ever don a mask. His name is...
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. How you doing? What the? How you doing? What? Happy Friday, everybody. It's the American Anchor, baby. We got a little chill stream here. We're going to take it easy here on this fine Friday. Coming in after Hake Report with the marathon. Heavyweight Hake with the marathon. Double shows. Amazing. Great stuff on the Fallen State. Pleasure to have you here on this fine Friday. We're taking it easy. We got the hat on. The hair's a mess. Welcome, Francisco, Mark, Cloud, Ivana. What's up, cuz? Uncle Cletus. How you doing, everybody? Am I coming in nice and clear? The music should be loud, but that's okay. This one was meant to be. Moving forward. Should be nice and easy listening, okay? Appreciate everybody tuning in. Getting on my mic here in the mess. Dealing with my mic here. Oops. What up? There we go. Test. Okay. We got the lines open on this fine Friday. That's 844-900-2229. If you like to get on the air, got something on your mind, something you want to talk about, you got to make the pumpkin bigger, homie, says Francisco. We're not doing that today. Okay, but such requests might be done very soon. We might see. People want the pumpkin bigger on the JLP background. That's funny stuff. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Should be a chill Friday here with all of you. We're welcoming our rumble.com/American Anchor Baby viewers, our punchy.tv/Anchor Baby viewers. Thank you, everybody. Great stuff on the Fallen State, for real. Interesting with Jimmy Dore. You know, I heard he was like a leftist. I guess he did say he was. But, the left him, I guess. It's the way she goes. They're older guys, right? So, I mean, he's got some time to have to think about this. Although you can get old and stay quite crazy. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Medrano, Taylor, Lord Xenu himself, the Straggler. It's daytime, Knit. Are you guys saying that it should be daytime clouds? But it's Friday. Let's switch it up. It's nighttime for somebody. Come on. Sun's going down for some of you. Amazing. So where was I? Look, we're welcoming everybody on this fine Friday, 844-900-2229. Got a number of things we could get into here. Having fun here, but let me pull all this up and tell everybody welcome. Okay, there were some super chats and all that we didn't get to. Buymeacoffee.com/anchor baby. We're gonna get to everybody. Thank you for that. I think yesterday we went on quite a bit, callers maybe even, and we never got to some of these super chats. So Hank just passed out. Amazing to have you all here on this fine Friday. You know, I wanted to jump into some of this stuff I have, really kind of get into it. I've collected all these number of things for you on this fine Friday. And they're going nuts. They're going nuts with this one clip. We got a good clip for you here on the outset. Let me just pull up Trump. So the controversy, I wanted to pull up a news article too to get the right kind of information. Trump indicates he won't seek congressional approval for targeting drug traffickers. Mr. President, it's specifically how he indicated this that's got everybody worried. Look at this dictator. Just wants to, bloodthirsty, wants to kill people. President Trump snaps back after a reporter questions why he didn't seek Congress's approval before targeting cartel drug traffickers. And we spent maybe a little bit of time on that. But South America, it's heating up in a way. And I know that he's dealing with the cartel, but there's other stuff going on. You know, have you heard of this guy, Nicolas Maduro? We basically got enemies way closer than Russia, way closer than anything like that. Right in our backyard. We got people saying, hey, we got Colombia. Well, you've seen this. Gustavo Petro, saying we got to take out Trump, this and that. Nicolas Maduro, he's like, we got oil, we got all this stuff, and what's not for you, America? We're going to just be friends with other people. Yeah. That's not going to that shouldn't happen, right? I'm saying overwhelming force. Oh, now you sound like a dictator, Nick. What happened to peace? What happened to peace? It's called Our Backyard. Okay, so this is about drug dealers, but also, when did arresting criminals become a dictator thing? Yeah, that's crazy, right? This fascist to bring law and order. But this is not arresting, right? He's the Trump administration. I know I'm sure there could be a better specific there, but I would think that's a good summary. The administration, Trump put forth that strike on that boat. Okay, maybe multiple boats now. I think 4. They're saying, the Gustavo Petro saying, those were just fishermen, hundreds and hundreds of miles away from where they're supposed to be. So, yeah, they're killing people. They're shooting. And so he was asked about targeting cartel drug traffickers with no congressional approval. Now, if you know, it's basics. Right, it's Congress who says if we go to war, when you declare war. Now that's a particular thing here. Well, anyways, you can make your arguments, but here's what Trump responds to that.
Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. Okay? Yeah.
Mr. President.
I love this man. We're going to kill them. They're going to be like dead. Okay? I love this man. Look, let me start with this guy here, this journalist. It's like it's a funny thing about being educated, maybe. I don't want to just say liberal. I want to say maybe educated, stuffy. Take this in. Him saying in his question was already like an assumption and almost an ego about how what that means, that Congress is the one that decides we go to war. See, he asked him, Mr. President, since you're now declaring war on these cartels and all that, how are you doing it without congressional approval? It's a bit of I almost want to say liberal, like ego, but it's also just educated to just read something, right? Like, let me Google it. Let me Google, oh yeah, Congress does war. You can't do that, Mr. President. I think that there's no creativity around that. It lacks sophistication. It's very one-dimensional. Like, that's just like a basis, but then you got to make an argument for it. And Trump handles that amazingly. He's like, war? What war? There's no war. We're just going to kill him. If you know anything about Trump, you know, this is, even him just saying this here on this camera is a tactic in a sense. He doesn't even necessarily have to do that. But he's the type to also know that he needs to be tough when he needs to, and people can't doubt that. And I think he's always maintained that. You know, people say Taco, he's not gonna do it, but also he bombed Iran. It's like, okay, people don't like that, I understand, but hey, it proves my point. But you see that's like the ego I'm seeing there. Like, can't you read right here? It says Congress can't do that. That's like such a immature thing, right? Like a man sees the bigger picture. Oh, you because you read this little thing, you think like you have your own world, you have your little view, and that's just the only view. That's the truth. The world's a little bit bigger there, buddy.
Necessarily.
The world's a little bit bigger. Guess what? I could just say, F you, your little education. We're just gonna kill them.
Okay, we're gonna kill them. You know, they're gonna be like dead. Okay.
That should be a message. That should be plenty of a message, right? You know, there's like a deep. This is a little bit out of my purview. I might have to like research this, get into it, but it's interconnected, and it's, what am I talking about? The drug trade, and the sphere of influence in South America, specifically are the opposing sphere of influence that has been forming, growing, etc. We got friends, right? Milei, Argentina, etc., but not good enough. Okay? Don't they call it something? Someone called my show and said this, and they may have misused this term. The Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine is a U.S. foreign policy that declared the Western Hemisphere closer to further European colonization or intervention. That declared the Western Hemisphere closed to further European colonization or intervention. It's like it's been called, buddy. You want to make deals, blah blah blah. Those nations call them sovereign; they could do their thing, but they're our friends. It all goes down. It all has to be under the American security framework. You know, you could be free, you could be Colombia, you could be all that, but if it doesn't fit our framework, like big nations colonizing / proxying down there includes that. Okay, the U.S. would. So I had heard this brought up. Someone brought it up. I think this is the actual explanation of the Monroe Doctrine. articulated by President James Monroe, 1823, established two separate spheres of influence, with the Americas being the U.S.'s domain, and the U.S. pledging to stay out of the European affairs. Okay, it's a little bit of, okay, a little back and forth. Okay, that includes everybody else too. So I'm not against it. Like, I think it's, what can I say? You need tough people to deal with these guys. Sometimes they got all this influence. They got a big thing against America. You see how these terroristic mindsets can coalesce and become quite an issue, a continuing issue. You know, you have radicalism in the Middle East. I don't know what to tell you, folks. Without even have to take a side, I guess. Although I think it's pretty clear to me, terror. I know that there's lies about it, but if it's like you're a terroristic kind of group, I think we can say we're not with it. But look, where was I? Yeah, you need a tough guy to do it. So I like Trump being tough. Okay, we're gonna kill him. And they're saying this is like crazy language and all that. Can we stop that on the right wing? I'm not even this type of guy who says, "Hey, right wing, let's talk." Like, you guys. I speak with you guys. It's us, and like, I just can't. You're right wing GOP and all that. That's like their own thing. I mean, I support Trump and all that, but look, they're purging people. These GOP people. They're saying, "Oh, these right wingers on the Young Republicans saying this and that. Anybody talking like that, we got to get rid of them." Blah blah blah. Meanwhile, we're looking at the Maine Senate Democratic Party primary. You might not know this guy. Okay, this was kind of going around a bit. What's it? Graham Plattner. Right, this is a Democratic primary, so the Democrats here are picking who's going to represent them over there in Maine to run. And it came out, right? It came out that this guy has like a Nazi tattoo. Like, is that really a Nazi tattoo? But that's what they're saying, right? Where did I put it? Hold on. So this is the allegations from Christopher Rufo. This guy had a Nazi tattoo, some kind of Nazi tattoo. I don't know what it is. I can't even confirm that. Apparently covered it. That's the one that's an asterisk for me because I have an independently confirmed kind of thing. But they say he calls himself an Antifa super soldier, provided weapons training to left-wing paramilitary group, and running 30 points ahead of the sitting governor. So I think we could stop this whole, whoa, guys, please, don't be such a Nazi. Don't be so racist, such a Nazi. Those people, those Republicans didn't want to kill Ben Shapiro. What the hell? What the H? But what is this about? Maine Senate candidate, because you guys are saying, show us the tattoo. This is now we're looking at Fox News, and it says Graham Plattner, a Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate Maine, points to a cover tattoo that had previously been an image recognized as a Nazi symbol. I mean, I'm reading this here on Fox News. In the Reddit post, Plattner reportedly asked, "Why don't black people tip?" in response to a thread asking, "What is one question you've always wanted to ask someone of another race?" Whoa! Nazi! Cancel him. That makes me like him. He also argued that if people expect to fight fascism without a good semi-automatic rifle, they ought to do some reading of history. Okay, he's a little fascism nerd. Never mind. He's like Kinzinger. He's like, arm yourselves. Remember, folks, study your Second Amendment, because we got real fascists nowadays. Basically, the the SS out there, and I'll know because I'm an alpha military guy, and I'm just like crying over January 6th. I know this is old news, but that's basically this guy. Okay, Second Amendment, guys, it's fascism. Oh my gosh, Trump. So that's who they're running. They don't care. Okay, folks, come on. Makes me think, check this out. Talk about not caring about language. High schoolers are out here making Agartha edits of their teachers. Does chat know what Agartha is? Do we need to educate you? Do we need to bring you down the whole rabbit hole? The legend of the legendary subterranean kingdom said to exist in the Earth's interior. The ancient peoples, the original ones. It's not very Christian. It's not very Christian founding myth, by the way. This Agartha, white people. Some not like me saying that. Oh, give us your Jewish religion. You grew up like me, okay? Stop acting like you're like Agarthified. Like, we can have fun and talk about it, okay? It's like people call me esoteric knowledge, Nick. I'm like a ism from hundreds of years ago. It's like, dude, stop LARPing. You grew up in my time period. You could read about this stuff and we can talk about it. It's interesting, but stop LARPing. You grew up like me. We did Christmas. We did Halloween. You're gonna be like espousing some ism from hundreds of years ago? That's not me talking mess on these edits. I don't even know myself. I gather it's like all this. Just look at the imagery, right? It's like white. It's like white. This is like the Sphinx. This is a call to. This is all full of dog whistles, I guess. A call to the Egyptians being white. The white, the blue, the shining blue eyes. People are Jewish. That's Yaqub. Okay. So these are what high schoolers are making about their own teachers. Okay, I'm trying to educate you a bit so this is not totally confusing to you. You're like left wide-eyed, like, what did Nick just show me? But let's get into the high schoolers' mind here for a moment. They've been on the internet. They're talking about white races and all the race is like a kind of a mainstream topic now, and they got this imagery of ancient societies, civilizations in the interior of the crust, the original people of the earth, the high IQ original people. I mean, this is the enough buzzwords to kind of inculcate you, I think. So this is teachers allowed versus not allowed into Agartha, which I believe, again, the promised land. Mr. Utley, king of Agartha. Okay, this is Mr. Galindo, permanently banned. Okay, I don't know what Mr. I don't know what Mr. Galindo did. I'd like to know what Mr. Galindo did to put this guy on the banned list of Agartha and get him the Jewish stuff here. Because I gather Galindo. I'm looking at his face. I'm thinking this might be a Latino teacher. What did Mr. Galindo do to get banned from Agartha? I don't know. This is Mr. Woodert, who I gather the high schooler likes. He likes him. This is welcome back, Master Yaqub. He's a master. This is a master. I believe Yaqub was the scientist who created white people. He may be welcome into Agartha. This is Miss Bueller, honorary queen of Agartha. She was a good teacher, I gather. Dr. Fish. Dr. Fish is valid into Agartha. Okay. This is the Agartha police officer, Mr. McClanahan. Obviously, you got to have Mr. McClanahan. What is going on in high school? By the way, when you do Agartha edits, you got to have like this like hard style, like almost EDM-y pop stuff. Mr. Costner, Mr. Shepherdson. Obviously, you got to give him the blonde hair and the blue eyes. You're welcome. A true Aryan. Mr. Paterno, exiled. Look at this. Get out of here. Okay, what did Mr. Paterno do? Okay, somebody's got to explain that one to me. Mr. Merck, valid. Okay, look. Is that racist? Are these racist high schoolers? Do they want to kill? Do they want to gas people? I think overwhelmingly no. They're just the true marker. Boo! Paterno exiled. The true marker is like emotional, right? Being emotional. Oh, you're mentally ill. You're mentally ill. That means you're emotional. Oh, that means being emotional. Use the real word. An emotional person is a dangerous person, the same way an angry person is a dangerous person. Like the Bible said. Anyone with anger is a murderer. Basically. This is Nick's old high school. No. Noah Gartha. Gartha was, I never even heard of a Gartha. I never even heard of a Gartha till far later, okay? You know, all some of you have inculcated me, cult, taught me the culty language of all your Jew hating. Some of you don't like that. I like saying it because it gets your goat. Because it's like, it's just criticism, bro. It's not always hate, man. How deep is your love, though? Like, for real. It's like, okay, you got the facts. How deep? I'm not even trying to... Are you depressed? Are you anxious? Do you have everything in life, but you're miserable? These questions, answers to those questions will tell you how deep is your love. We might get into that in a moment, but first you got to see this. We got what? I thought this was ICE versus protesters, so kind of a wild video. I mean, U-Haul, we're talking U-Haul versus the police, and we're going to California. Culture War Intel. Watch U-Haul driver back up into police. Law enforcement opened fire at the driver backing a U-Haul truck into a line of police outside a U.S. Coast Guard base in Alameda, California. Where's Alameda? Let me look that up while you guys watch this footage. Shooting will ensue, by the way. You don't really see anything crazy, so. Yelling. And the guy was able to drive away. Guy or girl, I don't really know. I read they got shot. We'll get into that in a moment. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why are you backing up this truck? That's insane. I'm just protesting. Shooting at California Coast Guard base wounds 2 during immigration protest. It was an immigration protest. So, in fact, it was. We're just protesting. So, Alameda, that's up there in San Francisco, Up there near Oakland. Okay, is this like some island off of Oakland? Is this like nice? Is Alameda nice and Oakland's not nice? Anybody know? But let me pull this up. Hold on.
Straight to that developing story we've been watching all morning here as multiple law enforcement agencies are at the scene of a shooting that happened late last night right at the entrance to Coast Guard Island, Alameda. The location had been the scene of a day-long protest. We had that part for you live yesterday on Mornings on 2. Allie Rasmus there again with a look at still an active scene behind you, Allie.
Yeah, law enforcement agents expect to be out here for the next several hours investigating this shooting that happened late last night. Right now, where we are is Oakland's Embarcadero and Livingston, and the entire block behind us is closed off for all the law enforcement and police investigators. You can look onto Coast Guard Island Bridge, which is just about a block away from us, and you can see it is lit up. Some of the equipment that investigators have been using still in place there, and they're collecting and gathering evidence as they have been throughout the morning and the overnight hours.
5 hours ago. No, this is the same video. 13 hours ago.
We are following this story in Oakland. Law enforcement officers opening fire on a truck that attempted to ram into the entrance to Coast Guard Station Alameda. It all happened at around 10 p.m. after a day of protests there over a potential federal immigration crackdown. ABC 7 News reporter Zach Fuentes is live there now with the latest details. Zach?
Yeah, we just heard from the U.S. Coast Guard around 2 this morning with an official statement from them, and they do say that a car tried to back into the gate at Coast Guard Base Alameda. We'll take you right now to video of the aftermath of when that happened around 10 last night. The activity surrounding a U-Haul box truck. Now, officials say that the Coast Guard security personnel that were standing watch saw a vehicle driving erratically, and according to them, it attempted to back into the base, and they said the driver ignored commands to stop, and that's when shots were fired. Now, we heard from one protester who was here on the scene.
I'm in the living room doing Yakub research. My wife is like, why are you like this?
And saw what happened. He said the same story the Coast Guard is saying, and he said that the driver was a lone actor.
None of the protesters know the driver. We don't know the name. We don't know where he went. And then after that, we tried to let the Coast Guard know that we were peaceful. They weren't really talking back to us. They were just telling us not to go onto the bridge.
The U.S. Coast Guard said that there were no injuries to Coast Guard personnel. They said details about the driver were not immediately available, but the Mercury News is reporting that 2 men arrived at local hospitals for gunshot wound treatment. Sources telling the Mercury News that one is believed to be the driver of the U-Haul. The identity of the second person wounded is not clear. It's what the Mercury News is reporting, but that man you just heard from said that one bystander was hit. So the FBI is now leading the investigation. We're working to get more details about what's going on, but traffic is definitely impacted here at Embarcadero in Oakland.
That's crazy, man. That's not. Is that it on that? Oh, yeah, I think it is. Okay. That's what I wanted to show you, though. Hold on. I wanted to show you that one. The heat is so crazy. Okay, but anyways. U-Haul versus police, California. Yeah, 2 shot there. But it was the driver that got shot there, too. Hey, callers, you're hearing me right now. Thank you for calling in 844-900-2229. I appreciate the patience and holding and all that. So, you're hearing me now. And thank you for that. We're going to get to my calls here in a moment. And super chats and all that. Amazing. So let's see here. In fact, I want to get to, I want to say New Jersey. Where are you calling from and what's your name?
New Jersey, Ross.
What's up, Ross? Welcome. Happy Friday.
How you doing? Happy Friday to you too. If you don't mind, I'd like to talk a little bit about what Hake was talking about, the tiding and the filament.
The what? The filament?
The filament, you know what I think they call it the outside part of the earth or something like that.
The firmament.
The firmament. Okay.
I heard that word get brought up on either the Hake Report or Jesse Lee Peterson while Hake was hosting.
Yes. And then the tithing too, about what the church was doing.
Gotcha. Tithing?
And that, tithing, yeah.
Go on, thank you.
You know, the 10% they give to the church.
Right.
But what I was thinking more like when they said the tiding, I was thinking more like the tide that comes in from the ocean and brings the food and the water and everything into the shores, and then it leaves again every 6 hours, and it drains it dry, and then the ocean returns it, and then it comes full again, then it returns it. The 4 tides a day you get from God.
Is that so?
Did you know that about the ocean?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the water comes in and out every 12 hours from the ocean.
Okay, I somewhat knew that. Yeah, like the water level goes up and down, right?
Right. And that's like what
like
the
near
water
the beach.
does is it brings, huh?
Like near the beach.
Yeah, well, in salt
Duh.
water. It's around the salt water. It's not the fresh waters in the ponds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you live near the ocean or whatever, you have more of an up and down sort of lifestyle, I would imagine, because you're closer to water.
And it's affecting you, think?
Well, I think it depends a lot on what elevation you go to in life. You know, like you think about climbing a mountain, and the higher you go up, there's less oxygen, less trees, more ice, more danger. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm following you. I'm letting you finish your
And if you decide
the picture you're painting here before I respond.
Okay. So you work your way up the mountain, and then when it gets too hard, you just turn around and slide back down to the swamp.
In life.
You know what I mean? In life, yeah, you climb till you can't climb no more. And that's when we go, and I guess we go back to recycled up into the earth. But the big things, the biggest changes come when we see things that we don't recognize, and that goes to that other word that we were talking about, the firmament. What if we change that word firmament to a mirror? Imagine if you never knew what you looked like, but yet you had to go and find the things that you love. So before you judge yourself, you're looking for things that you love instead of making yourself pretty to go out and judge.
That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense? It
Not
does
really.
or doesn't?
Not really.
If you never had a mirror to see what you looked like, would you be able to walk into the world and pick out all the things that you love to see and do and be happy? Or would you look in the mirror in the morning and feel, huh?
How are those connected?
Because don't we, the way we look and we judge ourselves in the mirror before we go into the world, don't we make a judgment of ourselves if we're acceptable or not?
I'm following that. I think we do.
So the mirror is the window that we look into, that we judge ourselves in before we go out and judge other people.
See, we judge ourselves first, huh? And that kind of sets us on that track.
That's what I'm trying to see if you see that, how we judge ourselves first.
I kind of do. May I tell you what doesn't make sense to me? I don't want to interrupt you. You're painting a picture here for us.
Okay.
But
Go ahead.
I think I can articulate what I'm telling you what does make sense, but I can articulate what doesn't make sense, I think.
Okay.
And it's the following. Basically, I see a lot of this physical representation of what you're saying, but I can't tell where that starts and ends. I can't tell how important the physical is in what you're saying, because you're saying like if you're near the ocean, your life can be crazy, or if you start your day off judging yourself, it could be crazy. But yet it's about looking at yourself, and it's about being somewhere physically, and I can't help but think about how the things that are spiritual may be represented. You could poetically talk about them with the physical, but they're far beyond it. and the physical, I think,
Uh,
is the shallowest little first. It's the tip of the iceberg. It's like the whatever's peeking out of the water. You know, it's like, and I noticed that kind of physical advice doesn't really help. It's like, okay, just move away from the ocean, and you won't be so chaotic. Now, you're not necessarily saying that. I don't, right? You're not. How important? Do you see what I'm saying here? Like this. It's almost like this like obsession with the physical. Is it that, or am I missing it?
Well, what I see is the more changes you make in your life, the more you have to deal with. Like if you grow up in a hometown, you have a lot of friends and stuff you grow up in school with, you stay there and all your friends leave, then you're like the oddball that's stuck there. And why did you stick there? Well, maybe it was your family that made you stay there, for whatever reason, but the rest of your friends are out touring the world or doing whatever they wanted to do. And you feel like, you got left behind by your friends. Each generation that we grow through, we go through different changes because our friends leave and they come and they go. And we represent our life by our friends, or do we represent it by our family? And that's the choice that we make. And when we become a father or a mother, are we represented by our child, or do we represent the child? And that's the questions.
How do you change your life?
You change it by making a new choice for a foundation. Every time we choose a new president, we're only giving them 4 years to make a change. How long did it take you to change from, your childhood, 7 years, maybe when you started to become, a little bit more of a young man or whatever, up until 12 or 13 or 16 before you knew what you could do. And then by 18, you were in another school, going to college, learning their ways, but did you ever learn your way? That's the question that you don't, ever think about because you're following everybody else. And every generation does it. Somewhere along the line, you got to make a decision, is this the best thing for your community? And that's why communities are always started up separate and everything's separated. Like you look at the flags really represent the world well because of how divided we are. It's the things in the flag. Can we find them in the flags, the things that'll bring the world together instead of separating it?
Yeah, maybe.
That's everybody's represented in the UN by a flag, right? They send in one mouthpiece to talk
picking
for
a
that.
president doesn't change your life.
What's that?
Picking a president doesn't change your life. It doesn't change who you are. It doesn't change you.
No, it doesn't change you. But
you say we have to change our lives, and how do we do that?
Well, first you got to understand what the flag stands for. And understand why your flag's there, and do you appreciate the fact that your flag's still flying for the people that died for that flag? Is that enough to be able to make you be a patriot? Is that enough to make you want to do something? You have to represent a flag. If you're bringing a flag to the ground and you're burning it, you're disgracing the country. You're going to anger the people that are old.
I think the answer to that is I think the answer to that is maybe for some. That might be enough for some, for them to internally, cause something to change where they're like, right, I'm looking at this wrong. I'm wrong.
For a minute.
I should love this country. So I think it might be enough for some to change some inside right after. But go ahead.
Yeah, but you're only thinking about one group of people. Think about the old people right now that gave up their children that aren't even, they're just uncles and aunts that had to give up their people to go to Vietnam to fight that war. Those people have a lot more a feeling of hurt and disgrace or whatever, because first you get sent overseas to fight, and then you're brought back home and you're disgraced by people that you come home to because you went and fought a war that you weren't even supposed to be there to fight. You just donated your time because you didn't have nothing left to do. There was no job for you or anything to do. So you had to join an Army, an Air Force, a Navy, or a Marine just to be able to get by back in the days when we didn't have any money or any organizations. And now it's still being forced on you today. If you don't do it, then you're the opposite of what right and wrong is. Where if you take your right hand and fight your left hand, who's going to win? The only thing that wins is your core, because you strengthen your core up and make a stronger union in your stomach. If you understand what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, you brought a lot of topics in there, man. I'm starting to lose the grasp here, sir, but I gathered what you said there, some of it, and the changing. But what can I say, man? I hear you. There's not really much I have to add, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ross.
Well, when you fight a left against a right, are you hurting yourself or are you making each side stronger? That's my question to you.
Say that one more time for me.
If you're fighting your left hand against your right hand, are you making a stronger hand on each side, or are you destroying each side?
What does that mean to have those hands fight like that?
Well, that's you're calling the government. One side of the government's the left, the other side's the right. When they war on each other constantly for getting the right thing for each side, they're fighting one another and they're causing nothing but conflict. Why is it that they can't work together and make for a stronger union?
Well, they have anger.
Like if you...
That's the answer. I mean, they're evil. Are you... would you like to unite with the Democrats?
I would think that they have something that benefit as well as the Republicans. Trust. Maybe they don't trust people as well as the Republicans do, because maybe
you're saying you want to unite with Democrats? Tell me in what way. What would that even look like? What does that even mean? Are you a Republican or a Democrat or a conservative, or how do you see yourself?
It's hard to. I don't know that I could call myself anything anymore, because the world has gotten so divided. You have to represent something anymore. And if you don't have a name for it yet, because
so you find yourself hard to describe yourself as any of the sides. So is there? So then tell me, why would you, Ross, want to then unite with left or right or any of the sides that you're describing? That because you're having trouble being part of. Why do you want to unite with them?
Because the left side has its strength, the passion. Other things that the right side doesn't have. The right side wants everything organized, wants everything there to be used, wants it used the right way, wants to put things where it belongs. The left side is the side that finds.
Well, you, Ross. So why do you want to unite with anybody?
So that we can continue to enjoy life.
And who do you want to unite with?
Who do I want to unite with? What do I enjoy? I like looking at the nature scenery, and I think that we're all part of nature, and I think the more we can find in nature to enjoy in ourselves, the more that we'll find our way back to God. But it's more hidden in nature than it is hidden in humans with their words.
But you were just talking about the left and the right and people. You were talking about people. You were talking about people and the left and the right in politics.
I'm trying to steer. I guess what I'm trying to do here is steer people back to nature.
And I'm trying to steer this conversation just a little bit for our viewers, because it's like everywhere. You were just talking about people and the left and the right. You were just talking about people, if I may, Russ. So do you want to unite with those people? With the left and the right people?
I think that that's the best thing to do.
And why do you want to unite with them?
Because they both sides have benefits. If you could have to live without your left arm, you would be hindered. If you have to live without your left leg, you would be hindered. And the more that we dismantle each other, the more we're taking away from one another, and the more we're going to be continuing down a crippled road and a more handicapped life.
But Jesus said divide from the world.
Excuse me?
Didn't Jesus say divide from the world?
No, I say that the world needs to come together so that doesn't happen.
Right, but why? Jesus said.
Why?
Jesus said to divide from the world.
I said to divide from the world.
Jesus said to divide from the world. Why do you want to unite with this world?
Jesus said to divide from the world?
Yeah.
And go to nature?
No. He didn't say that.
Where did he say to go to?
He didn't say that. He said go within. He didn't say go to nature. He said go within. He said go within.
I already know inside I am only blood and guts.
What?
I already know that.
No, he's not talking about your body. I'm not talking about your body, man.
Yes, he is.
I'm not talking about. See, it is all physical with you. When Jesus said you're inside, you're thinking. When Jesus said heaven is inside you, your response to him would be, no, that's just blood and guts.
No, it's the blood and the water that comes from the earth that mixes with the blood of man. And if you clog up your waters with dams, log jams, everything else, you're creating electricity. So you're turning Jesus, which was once the water of man, to cool the man because he was burning hot. You bring the water into it, you turn it into electricity, and it ends up.
Do you have heaven inside you, Ross, or blood and guts?
We all got heaven inside of us.
So why were you saying you only had blood and guts in you?
That's what my body's made of right now.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jesus said go inside, not go within. Not go to nature, and he also said divide from the world, not unite with the world. What do you think about that? Because of time, Ross. Then we got to move on.
All right, thank you.
No. Can you answer that? I'm actually sincerely curious, and I appreciate your call.
I didn't know when you say to go within. Are you meaning when we get buried in the ground?
I don't think so. He was talking to living people, if I remember.
Well, the only way I know to go within is to think inside my head. And if I look at my shadow as God following me around the world, then he's carrying me every time I work with him in the sun, right? Because he's standing there behind me. He's got me. And if I take my shadow inside and it goes away, then I'm by myself and I need protection. But every time I go back outside, I got my shadow to carry me. It might not be able to lift me. It might not be able to do anything, but I can talk to it. Is that the Jesus you're talking about?
It sounds like you're talking about the sun. It didn't sound like
I'm talking about
Jesus
the only
necessarily.
God I know.
It sounded like you were talking about the sun. Is the sun God?
The God to me, that's the only son I know that can bring things out of the earth and make it grow.
Starting to understand you maybe a little bit more now over some calls. I've heard you talk about the sun before. It really is like a physical. Well, I don't know if it really is, but I can't help but gather that it's like all a physical pantheon for you, and the sun is God.
Well, it is,
when God is above you watching you, you're really speaking about the sun. I mean, that's what you keep saying.
And the moon.
Ross, we'll have to talk about it more, man. Can you call me again?
What's that?
I said we'll have to talk about it more, man. Can we call me again?
Yes, no problem.
Oh, one last thing. I don't know if I ever heard you say, are you a Christian?
All I know is I started working in the dirt, and I still work in the dirt.
So are you a Christian?
That's the only thing I don't know that that's the right word for it. I think that I'm a part of anybody that I meet. I think that we're mostly like an energy that transfers from one another, and emotions that we give off, we get back. If we give off anger, we get anger back. I think we're more of that mirror that I was going to tell you. That other word, filament, the mirror. And then when you give off a reflection in the firmament, I think that means more of a mirror. Like when you look into the mirror, you judge yourself in the mirror, then you try to go outside in the world and be that.
True say. So are you a Christian?
Have I read the Bible? Some. Have I been outside working in nature my whole life? Yes. I think I judge God more by what I see outside than I do in a book. That's all I can say.
All right, sir, man. I appreciate your call. Can you call me again?
Yes.
All right. Take care, Ross.
Thank you.
Happy Friday. Nice. 844-900-2229. What's up, Terry? It's nice to see you in the chat. I didn't get to your super chat. I'm glad to see you there. I thought it might be wrong to read some of these out. You sent this yesterday and I didn't get to it. It seems wrong to not read it when you're not here. So how about we do a couple super chats while calls are coming in? Thank you for that. 844-900-2229. Thank you, Terry, with the work. Sending a little work laptop super chat. Karmic Binding says Average King. Sending those in. Thank you. That's for our Average Kings. Terry Strage with another one says, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. I think she's quoting Margaret Thatcher there. She writes dash Margaret Thatcher. Whatever, Margaret. Okay, what are you? I have a podcast, so it's so easy, low-hanging fruit, Terry. She's not even saying anything. She's just quoting Margaret Thatcher. So who's the one showing weakness? We're hamming it up. That's the excuse. We're gonna call it hamming it up. Thank you, Terry, with the super chat. I think I was talking about, what did I say? I don't even remember what I was saying yesterday. That might have prompted that. I think I was saying something like, I was saying something about immigration. I mean, I had all these stories about immigration. But in the middle of it, I'm like, you guys don't need, we're having fun and just talking about the news. I don't really have like a gripe. I'm really mad about it. But let's be real. Let's take a step back. We don't even need, I'm just a guy with a podcast, right? I figured these things out just searching it up. But yet, we don't even really need that because it's like already figured out. Okay, we're on the tail end of the experiment. Okay, we don't need the academics. Okay, no, wait. Let's look at the numbers. Immigration could still be a net positive. It's like we're at the end of it all. The civil rights was good. We needed to do it. We're at the end of it all. You don't need the ranting and raving. Not that I even rant and rave. They're gonna call it ranting and raving, but we're on the other side of that, sort of. People won't believe us though. And people like Jesse Lee Peterson, it's like, if he wasn't there, it's like, who are you getting that info from? Like, and I'm just talking about info here, but who are you getting that from? That about Jim Crow and like what America was like. They told us so strongly a big lie, and it's like not like that. It's like not like that. Oh, just racism and you can't make a business. We can't have our own neighborhoods. Like, it just wasn't like that. Isn't that crazy? A complete lie. Like, if someone said earlier someone should make a document. I think it was Jimmy Dore on the Fallen State said they should make a documentary about Jesse Lee Peterson. And I'm thinking, you know what the title should be? It should be something like, I don't know. I'm still working it out. Something like The Last Something, like The Last Sane Man, the museum, the something, because he's like the last. I want to say the vibe is something like he's one of our enduring portals to what it was really like, America, etc. You know what I mean? It should be something like that, something like The Last. What the documentary? The Last Man. I don't know. It's the Last Sane Man. I don't know. It's working. Very, very fresh. Very, very early. And that's just the title. You guys know what I'm saying? Like the last. Our last. The Last Man. You know what I mean? The Last Black Hope. I like that. But the vibe is like our last portal, our last like image of what it was really like. I'm repeating myself. Can I play as Jesse? I'm black. Because of Time, cooking with JLP. That's cute. Call it Because of Time. That's kind of, the last American black man, huh? I like that, Lord Xenu. I like that, like the last true American black man. Last action hero. Last samurai. Okay, let's just get crazy with it. Okay, let's go. Let's you guys are cracking me up. Last Black Man on Earth, starring James Hake. I think you guys get it. We'll work on it. Working titles. But where were we? 844-900-2229. Shall we just continue down the agenda here? I'm getting a little lost. What did I have open here? Oh, I was Googling firmament. John 15:18-19. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. John 17, I have given them your word, and the world has hated them, for they are not of the world any more than I am of the world. My prayer is not that you take them out of the world, but that you protect them from the evil one. They are not of the world, even as I am not of it. Romans, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's Paul. That's Paul sounding like Jesus. People are gonna like that. He's echoing Jesus. Like, you're gonna get mad at Paul? You're gonna get mad at Paul? Tell me how he's not echoing Jesus. And he came to divide. Didn't he say that too? The last free black man. I don't know. No. I'm not trying to be leaving that controversial with it, but you could maybe get a little eye-catching. The last free black. Because it's deeper. His message is like beyond that, but that's how you really. So many of us really made sense of it, even at the beginning. I'd hear Jesse talk about black moms. I'm like, wow. That's my family. And my mom is not like a black mom. She's a decent lady. She's nice. Jessie says she's like a nice Christian lady, but she's not. She wears cheetah print. So, I'll tell you that. But, yeah, and I heard him talk about black family, black mothers, etc. I'm like, wow, the spirit is the exact same. The exact thing that happened to black men is happening in the homes across America and the world. And it's like an emasculation, but beyond that, emasculation is almost worldly, a cultural thing. It's the undoing of the right place of the man. A place that can only be reached internally. That you could say you could call yourself king all day, but is your inside clean? That's like a true man. Kind of rambling a bit, but look, kind of getting into. Check this out.
All right.
Is this an abomination? Watch this.
All right. My son has been raised with 3 sisters and with me as a mom, and I need to make sure he knows the difference between princess treatment and bare minimum, okay? And who better to have here than his big sister Kelly? It's going down. All right, it's getting hot out here. I think Caden needs cooled down.
Princess treatment or bare minimum? Paying for their food.
Oh, that's bare minimum.
Okay. Good job.
Yep.
You following?
Good job. High five. Raised right. Yep. Okay.
Princess treatment or bare minimum, opening the car door for them?
I think like bare minimum.
Yeah. 100%.
Why did you think about that one, bro?
Yeah. Why did it take you so long to answer?
Oh, I didn't see this far.
Just because flowers.
So princess treatment is like too far. Bare minimum. Obviously, you're getting it, right?
Too long. Took you too long. Caden, that's bare minimum.
Okay.
That is bare minimum.
I thought
Getting
so.
flowers?
Yeah.
Do I get showered if I say bare minimum, but it's treat?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If it's princess
What?
treatment, of course.
Yeah.
What? Speak up, boy.
Paying.
Speak clearly. What are you saying, man?
That is bare minimum.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Do I get
You're mumbling.
Do I get showered if I say bare minimum, but it's street?
Yes. But
Oh, okay.
if it's Princess Street, of course.
Yeah.
Nothing but okay.
Okay.
That's
Paying for their nails and hair appointments.
bare minimum.
Bare minimum. That's right.
Cooking
Wow.
for them when they're hungry.
That's what I just
For
saw.
them when
Bare
Like
minimum.
slobber coming out of like a pimple.
That's right.
Like,
Cooking
that's what I
for
just saw.
them when they're
Is that
hungry.
just me? Is that just me? Am I?
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum. Speak louder, kid. Bare minimum.
Taking her.
They're
on a
joking,
shopping
right?
spree.
They're just joking. It's a family. They're joking. He's laughing.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum. That's
I talked over that.
bare minimum.
Okay,
Minimum.
that's the laugh. Calm down, chat. That's the laugh of a loving boy having fun. That's the laugh of a boy having fun with his mother and sister.
Bare minimum. Speak louder, kid.
See? Look at his face. Chat, look at his face. He's having, that's the face of elation, of pure joy and elation. Don't you see the happiness in his face as he's laughing? That's the face of elation, chat. Calm down.
Speak louder, kid. Bare minimum.
Taking her on a shopping spree.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum. That's right.
Back rubs and
See, this mom's really getting into it. Like, if you notice,
Raised
it started off a little
with
lower.
3 sisters.
With the attitude, you know, of course, with the attitude of she's hamming it up for the camera. Let's do the TikTok. We're the tough girls. Time to tell these boys how to really act with the ladies. I'm a good mom, by the way. This is me being a good mom. But that mom's getting real into it, you know. Hamming it up, maybe. I don't know. Internal stuff coming out. I don't know. I mean, look, she's really getting into it. I'll tell you that right now. And by the way, everything has been bare minimum, by the way, so far. Everything for her.
a long day.
Oh, well, sorry.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
That's the shopping
right.
spree. That's the shopping spree.
Back rubs.
Where's Dad, by the way?
massages
I don't see. Where's Dad, by the way? I don't know.
A long day.
Massages after a long day.
Same, so bare minimum.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Filling up their water bottle.
Bare minimum.
Yep.
That's like not even. That takes like 10 seconds.
You don't got hands now. You don't got legs. You don't got hands. This hypothetical wife is in a heap of trouble. I mean, she's got no limbs. She can't think. She's retarded. Brain dead. Okay. Anemic. Okay.
Ah, exactly. That's exactly the point. Killing spiders and bugs that are in the house.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Making sure she comes home to a clean house.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Yeah, this is getting stupid now, says Rex. Yeah, it's retarded. It's dumb. It's like, so Dad's doing everything. Like, can we have a real conversation about how you do a home? Okay, I know you're doing the equal, but when you're doing equal even, one person can't do it all. So what is this even? Like, this is just like, where's the rate? I make sure I raise my kid right. Let me make sure I raise my kid right to be just like whipped and weak to women. Because look, understand me. Like I'm also even like being charitable, and like they're just joking, etc. But even if we're as charitable as possible, take in how the Overton window of evil, how this is just a joke to them. Consider even if we were the most charitable possible. What is she saying here? What's the big old joke? What's the big old point here? I'm a good mom teaching my kid the right values. And what are those right values? To be an absolute weakling. Like, and not even in like a personal way, like I would call this weakling, but they wouldn't call it weak. Like any person would call this being weak to somebody and just saying yes to everything because I'm about to get sprayed and I just better go along with it or else. That's the only thing this is saying, even if we're the most charitable. So what's the big joke?
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Making sure she comes home to a clean house.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Always driving when it's the two of you.
Yeah, bare minimum.
Okay. Leaving the toilet seat up.
whoa, suddenly we got real chivalrous there or whatever. Real, what's the word? Not chivalry, but chauvinistic or something. Always driving. You know, the women really like that one. I noticed that when I hear that, it's like men are supposed to drive. Yeah, no, women don't. I guess this is a low hanging fruit. We know this. Some of these things in the so-called order women like more than others, right? Like, yo, of course he should always pay. Of course he should always drive. Of course he should always protect me. Of course he should always. So yeah, I guess you could pick and choose, right?
Okay. Leaving the toilet seat up.
Is that actually one of them? Oh, I thought you.
LOL.
Put the toilet seat down.
This is a personal list, says Ivana. That good catch. Great catch, Ivana. Yeah, this is feeling personal.
Oh, I thought you.
This is a personal list. These women are thinking of people.
How about putting the toilet seat down? How about putting the toilet seat? No, don't get me.
Yes. And then no. I don't condone this. Okay, this is him. This is him. You know, he wanted. Okay, he wanted to speak up, but you know what? Finally, in a moment, I will speak up. And you know, you always speak up when you get mad. You always speak up when you turn it back on him, right? So I disavow the following. Obviously, it's not even what happened. We're just characterizing it. But look, here's the moment when he goes in an insane rage. The young emasculated boy always grows into this, by the way, and that's not exactly what's happening here. For those that are like, you know, I'm not explaining it well, but we're just joking. This is the moment where he goes in an insane rage. This is what happens to the mama's boy.
How about try it here?
Okay.
Turns out.
My turn.
No!
Oh my gosh, an insane rage.
Don't get me.
And then it's like, oh my God, well, what is this toxic masculinity turning it on?
No, this is not princess treatment.
So, anyways, look, it was just a little video to kind of get into it. What a mess, right? They got me, obviously. Obviously, they got me talking about it. So, you know, touche. Fair enough. Touche. You know, I have a number of things here, kind of all related. Northwest, starting to dress crazy. Kim Kardashian, the mother, taking no accountability. There's a number of things here, but I don't want to be long-winded with this one thing. Let me try and make. Then we're gonna get into whatever because we're having fun Friday, taking it easy. But let me attempt to kind of make the point, I guess. You know, I was struck by this video because I know what it really leads to. In the men and in the world, everybody suffers. Okay, with weak men. Okay, you see, I look at something like this. I'll look at something like this lady. I don't know, some girl going viral on the internet because she said, I started OnlyFans. Okay, basically online slutting, right? Showing herself, sometimes beyond, to help support myself to get back into school without working and studying full time. 3 years later, I am in grad school and continue my OnlyFans because it helps. God forbid a woman reach goals on her own terms. Women are allowed to be hot, academic, and intelligent. You see, I look at something like this and I realize it's the worldly, shallow, evil, silly, useless thing to do is be like, this is what's wrong with women. Okay, no, not that. That is what's wrong with women. But put it like this. To look at this individual and say, you need to change. Aaliyah, you're the cause of the birth rates. And look at the women today acting like this and think, wow, this individual must change. And I realize it's more like what's really, it's more, the more honest thing, more honest take, I think, is just when you look at these people, the truth is they're allowed to do what they want. And it's more of a, it's more of a, how do I put this? It's more of a, I think, useful conversation to see. It's not necessarily that you can even, because what's the point of trying to make her change, right? They're they've become quite self-absorbed. They believe what's good and right is to make money, be in grad school, blah, blah, blah. And so what happens? It's like, if I was looking at all of this from a bird's eye view, I'd be like, wow, I'm not going to look at Aaliyah and be like, Aaliyah, what's wrong with you? I'd be like, look at what's happened to women and men. Their mentalities have changed. If I was able to look at time from a way bigger, from a way up higher view, I'd be able to see how over generations women have changed in their motivations and what's important, men too. And so it really becomes no mystery that the birth rates are going down, the family is broken, because it's just simple. They don't want to. So why would I go to Aaliyah and try and fight with Aaliyah and say, Aaliyah, you're so evil? People are just doing what they want to do. And what they want to do, yes, is commonly frivolous, doesn't help society, and many things, right? But, this happened over time, and like, there's a number of reasons for it. It's not the same America and world that it was when women and men, their priorities were to get married younger and all that. This is so I don't look at her and be like, wow, let's get mad at Aaliyah. Let's get mad at Aaliyah. I realize the travesty in a sense that's happened over time to everybody. But why? But when you're in it, you can't feel bad, because it's like, I grew up like this. Like I didn't have that world with the great family and the people getting married young. That was a world long gone, and I don't know about long gone, but so there's no point in like lamenting. It's just the wrong attitude. So I don't look at her and get mad and be like, what's wrong? I realize that it's like a spiritual thing. Look, like for example, this woman was going viral for saying female sexuality must be one of God's cruelest jokes. I hate simps with a passion, but their attention still hits like dopamine. It's flattering, nourishing until it starts to feel like emotional debt. I don't want to carry a man's feelings like groceries. I'm not your therapist. I don't want to be your mother. Some of this makes sense to us, right? We've heard some of this. Oh, it's like, wow, this woman gets it. What I want is the opposite, a man who never flinches, an unmoved mover. Allow me to just be quick here. That's like true. That's like what's happening to women and men. But you can't have this like knowledge of it. You can't be able to like speak on it so clearly and then turn around and say, oh my gosh, God's cruelest jokes. I hate simps with a passion, but I just can't help myself. It's a spiritual battle. Now that you can see all that must, the healing is in the mind. And the renewing of the mind, it happens right there. It begins and ends there. That's what's so amazing about it. You don't have to wait for the physical to change. You don't have to wait for stuff to grow and for you to get over it, for you to mature. That's all the world's things. That's why I think it's so interesting that the inner world, like Jesus saying and all that, what I was saying, sort of against Ross. Great call. So, whatever. It's just in the changing of the mind. So, if you really... So, stop hating simps, Aurora. That's what's causing you to stay there. Don't hate the simp. Don't you know, ladies, us... Not every guy knows this, but some guys know, ladies, that when you go around saying, I hate this... Oh, man, this guy's so annoying. Oh, I hate guys with all these muscles. They're so muscly and gross. Oh, I hate guys that are like this. We know that you're like them. We know that you're saying you like them. You're so see-through. You're subject to your dopamine, your emotions, your ups and your downs. Repent and overcome. So I'm not mad at Aaliyah. This is like happened to women, like over time, etc. Like, whatever. I already went through that, but the travesty is already. You see the travesty here, right? It's like, oh, I'm in grad school and this is good. These are the good things of life. Making money, and I did it through showing my body on the internet. Funny that's how a woman asserts her freedom and her individuality, huh? And I'm more than just my body and a woman. Let me assert myself in this world by using what God said I was cursed to do, to use on women, on men, etc. Female sexuality. Where were we? What a mess. Stop hating. That's what's causing you to stay there. Same thing. It's the same thing with men. They hate their mothers first, and you just stay weak. You stay weak, kind of never able to speak up, never able to really be just like be. But whatever. 844-900-2229. Am I dropping frames, folks? What's going on here? Let me know if I'm buffering. I've suddenly started to buffer. What am I? Let me just reset this really fast. Should be just a quick second. This has been going viral. Okay, people are talking about... Okay, look. Marriage and sex. It's like... It's a thing, okay? People are worried. People are like, okay, how do I do this right? How do I make sure I never get cheated on? How do I make sure I do this? How do I make sure I do that?
You want to...
Let's get into it a bit here. So this woman is saying, here's how you prevent a man cheating on you.
You want to prevent your boyfriend or husband from cheating on you? Listen up, because this is going to sting a little. These are the 5 rules to live by, ladies. 5 rules and 5 rules alone. I promise you it is simple. Just shut up, buckle up, and listen up for a second. Number 1, put out. Give him your kitty.
What the?
Not every day, sure, but often, and enough that he feels desired. And it has to come from you. Do it because you want to. Initiate it sometimes. Surprise him. Make him feel like a damn man. Number 2, cook for him.
Make it feel like a man.
The fastest way to a man's heart, it's not necessarily lingerie. It is home cooked food that tastes delicious. If you are a grown woman saying, I don't know how to cook, I want to slap you in the face. That is not cute. That is lazy. Learn. Figure it out. YouTube and Pinterest exist for a reason.
Pat him on the belly. Make sure you scratch his head.
Meal made with love hits deeper than anything. Stop ordering takeout. Stop going to fast food. Stop. Number 3, clean the damn house, okay? Men live in an organized chaos, but nobody wants to come home to a pigsty. And if you don't live
I'm getting excited.
together yet, go to his house, surprise him, clean it up, make it smell good in all the right places, show him that your presence add peace, not pressure. And if you're his wife and you've stopped
Nobel
doing this,
Prize. Bare minimum, says Ivana. Bare minimum or princess or prince treatment.
Number 4, be respectful. I don't care how sexy or successful you are. The second you start disrespecting your man, he's halfway out the door. Do not embarrass him in public. Do not talk down to him. Respect is oxygen to a man. Without it, you die. And number 5, give him peace. He doesn't want to come home to constant nagging and
Incredible
criticism.
advice. Okay, look, I want to... Let's let her finish.
And softness and support. Stop nitpicking everything he's not doing right in your eyes. Start appreciating what he is doing. You say you want a loyal man, then be the freaking woman worth being loyal to. It is not that complicated, ladies. Y'all are starting to piss me off.
Not complicated, ladies. What I have to say about it is kind of different, because like some of that is even like I can't even. Some of that's like maybe true. It's like, okay, maybe women should, women would get really pissed hearing someone say, hey, you should have sex with your husband, like you're married, etc. And you know what? That's so like, what's with that uncomfortableness? Like, why? I can't even get into all that. Some of them might be true or not. I just can't get into that conversation. And I'm not saying it doesn't have its place. People are getting married and they're thinking about these things. But here's what I was thinking. When I see this, I think about everything she's saying here. All these little things about, no, you have to really like him. Put out. Have sex with him and make him feel desired. Make him feel like a man. Cook for him and clean. Be respectful and just do the things he likes. Think about it, fellas. That's every girl you've ever been with at the beginning. That's every woman you've ever been with at the beginning. Women know this already. They don't need this advice, Lauren Green. I'm sure you're a nice lady. I'm sure you're a nice lady. That's this not. They know this. Notice this is how they are at the beginning, always. They know this. Okay? But then what happens? And then the hell starts, right? Because you had hell already before you met. Let me just summarize for you. We get deeper maybe, whatever. But that's just what's coming. You had hell before you met, okay? And all the feeling desired in the world, and the head pats and the belly scratches. What is this guy? Like a dog? What is this guy? An animal? And all the making her feel amazing and pleasing her. By the way, it goes both ways. Is never going to smooth over that hell. Just live. Some of you salty dogs in the chat know what I'm talking about. You're old enough, you've matured enough to know. It's like, okay, this stuff inside is hell. I'm nasty. I'm a nasty. It's just nastiness in my head. It's just nastiness all the time. I'll put on a smile, but it's nastiness. Some of y'all salty dogs out there gotten old enough to know this is true. Some of you out there are like, whatever. I'm just like, go to therapy or just be steel. I'll just be a stoic or something. Hell is a spiritual thing, man. It's anger, to summarize. It's anger. And you can't control it. It'll come out. You're going to get old. You're going to get salty. And all these little accoutrements of the world won't stop you from that coming out. You're going to be a nasty, helpful person. It's just going to get worse. And guess what happens with people with hell and nastiness? They don't have love. They don't have love. So, you can't do this whole, but do it from the heart, like she says. Remember, really like him. And then this whole I already went through this, right? Make him feel desired, like scratching his head like a dog. Okay, we already went through that. So, that's what I see. I can't help but see it's just a little different. It might have its place. Look, it might have its place. Maybe women should, hey, ladies, you got married and you were just using sex to control them. I thought it was just like love. And they talk about cheating. They talk about, oh my God, cheating. Men are such terrible. They're just cheaters. They just go off and cheat. But nobody talks about the sexless marriages. But again, see, I don't even want to talk about that. That sounds so worldly. A sexless marriage. How to deal with a sexless marriage? You know what? Men should overcome there's something men got to overcome. Because look, there's this conversation in Christian circles is quite controversial when pastors and stuff tell women to basically have sex with their husbands. I'm convinced that a large percentage of Christian women despise men for being heterosexual. And this is, in context, this person was basically having a big discussion with Christian women about the Bible. Because this is basically what he said. The Bible, in response to women talking about sex and the men, they're just like, and their sexual nature, Officer Friendly here said, the Bible says that if you're struggling with lust, you should get married. To be fair, it does say that. I'm not going to make all sort of meaning out of that. It does say that. If you burn or whatever. And I seen this conversation with the Christian women and all that. They take it hard. They'll say if a man looks at another woman or looks at pornography, he's cheating on her. So it's like, why'd you get married? To just use the sex time? So be it. That conversation might have its place. But I gotta say, when I see this, how do I put this? the male sex drive is not love. And women know this. They may enjoy it. They may enjoy it in it's a different motivation. It's about control slash control's a good summarizing word. It's not the same motivation for the man, which is to I'm only thinking of a dirty way of putting this. Moving on from that, look. And so, it's for that reason it's not love. So, the woman knows this. And you got to overcome that. It's for making babies. I'm not saying you're not going to enjoy yourself and all that. Like you've already done that. You know what I mean? You've been enjoying yourself in life. You're like, let me find God now. You don't need me to tell you that. But I try to see this a little different. I know I'm just like rambling a little bit. Some of that made sense, but look. When I just see this, like, a lack of sex, studies show a lack of sex destroys relationships faster than cheating. That's interesting, right? It's like, ladies, hey, it's always such a one-sided conversation. But I think men should. There's something about male sexuality. Women, look, these are some of these tweets that women were saying. Male sexuality is disgusting and scary. It's inherently humiliating for women. Now, there was something I was thinking about that, and I'm just losing it. So, there's something specifically about this. I think this is how all women see sex, to some degree. And it doesn't have to be disgusting or scary. That's the characterization, I think, of a woman scorned, so to speak. And I think what they're overreacting to is the truth that sex is not love. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have it. You're married. You should be like keeping it from him or something because it's not love or something. I'm not saying any of that. But it's not love. And they're overreacting to that. I think they know this. They overreact to it and they call it disgusting. They call it humiliating, that it's just using them. And that's what men, yeah, when you're not marrying them and making babies, essentially is what you're doing. At least in a Christian mindset, I think. And yeah, these are just some of my thoughts on this. I was just thinking many things as I was looking at some of this. I think they are it's not love and they're overreacting to it. But it's not love, fellas. It doesn't have to be, they call it disgusting and they hate it now, right? They hate it so much it's become feminism. What a mess, huh? That's that. We did them all. Look at that.
Your boyfriend or husband from cheating.
Oh, she says your boyfriend or husband.
You want to prevent your boyfriend or husband from...
You cooking and cleaning and doing all that? Hey, why? You can cook and clean for a boyfriend. What's the big deal? Just like rarely, right? What, do you live together? What's wrong with you? Just every now and again. It's just like a token, a show of possible future obeying and loving the order of God. You could cook for a boyfriend and clean, but it's like, what, do you live with him? What are you doing? Like once in a blue moon. That's enough about that, right? Let's move on. What's this? Whatever. It's just more links on the ladies. I swear, it's always a red flag when it's your ex. These women will go on in public and say, "Oh my gosh, this and that is a red flag," but they were all over those red flags with the guy that they're saying is a red flag now. This woman, I guess she was married to Chris Martin. I guess this is the Coldplay guy. Coldplay. You mean the one that made? You mean the one that named his daughter Apple? Apple Martin. He made a baby with Gwyneth. That insufferable. No, I'm joking. Apple. She's like, the biggest red flag in men is men who wear flip-flops. I mean, so you're talking about your ex? You're talking about your ex that you're walking everywhere barefoot with flip-flops? You weren't saying that. You weren't saying that the other day. But anyways, that was for past me who made this a link in the packet. Let's move on, okay? All right, past me. That's not that good of a story. Let's move on. Red flags. Amazing. I heard Apple got kicked out of school for bullying a girl so bad she attempted to ill-K herself. You raised a little bully, Gwyneth. Now I'm blaming Gwyneth, huh? Now, Apple. What are y'all saying in the chat? Nate, you shouldn't have to perform for a woman to please her, gang. What a mess. What the F is male sexuality? What is that? Yeah, it's like this phrase I kept seeing I was trying to speak on. I kept seeing that, yeah. What are y'all saying in the chat? Sex isn't love? Yep. Sex is not a need. It's for making babies, right? Mormons make the most white babies, knit. Shout out for that info. So men have to be corn stars and put on these stupid performances. Well, on that, it's like, on the topic of desirable and like being desirable and like my wife doesn't desire me, she should desire me, and then she's supposed to like watch some TikTok that tells her, hey, you should desire your husband, and she's like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go desire my husband. If that ever happened to me, I'm like, I don't even want to have sex. I'm like, it's okay. I tell it, it's fine, just forget it. You know what I mean? Like, that kills it. That's what's the point of sex? It's like, I don't know. Am I a woman here? I gotta like be into it. And for me, I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, now we're talking about this is the wrong direction here. I'm saying that I wouldn't even want to argue about that. Why would I want to try and convince my wife or anybody about that? So that's kind of like one thing that comes to mind. Why would I want to convince someone? Like, let me try and go, hey, honey, don't you see the TikToks? You're supposed to be a better wife and put out, okay? Like, so let me try. Let's start with there. But, you know, the reason, it's like, everybody knows, it's like men, they're just like into it. Like, they just want to have sex. Call it their fallen nature. That's what I think of when I hear male sexuality. It's like their fallen nature to like want to have sex, and it can be really physical. They don't have to be like happy with the wife. Okay, they just want sex. They don't have to be like, but how have you been treating me? Okay, so, but with the women, it's like they'll withhold it. Like when I hear that woman that we just saw say, but you, sorry, did we see her? There was a video I saw. Maybe we didn't see it together. And some woman was saying, I don't have to have sex with my husband. I need to like, he needs to like make me desire him. But here's when I hear a woman say that, when I hear a woman say that, to me they're pretending, because that's like a man. A man, they need to see her and then they like desire her, right? And then I know they say men are visual creatures, etc., kind of playing into that a bit. And they're like turned on or whatever. Sorry, Hake. Sorry, kids. But anyway. And so that's like the man. A woman, it's different, because think about when she first got with a man. Always at the beginning of a relationship. She does all that because she's trying to get him. And she desires him. And the reason she doesn't later is because she doesn't desire him. Allow me to put this. How do I put? I know I'm just maybe not making sense. But the way the woman desires him is not because he needs to look better. That might be part of it, but a big part of it is because she has stopped wanting to desire him. Am I following me here? If I was like she's using it. She's like, you know what? He's so dumb. Like, she really doesn't like him. So she should drop her anger. She should drop her judgment of him, and then she'll desire him again. That's what I'm trying to differentiate that, because the guy can judge her and desire her. They'll still have sex, but the wife, the reason she's not wanting to, and there could be various reasons. Like, there's different age groups too. Come on, you get older. There's different reasons, but I'm thinking in general. When I hear a woman say, "You just gotta make me desire you. You're just not sexy enough, husband." No. You're judging him. You're judging him. It's not the same for you as it is for him in that way. Chad, am I hitting on that? Come on, you follow me now? You should drop your anger and judgment. That doesn't mean you have to go have sex with him. You're supposed to have sex with him. It's not that. It's not that on the nose. And that's so unsexy. Oh, the TikTok says I should have sex with him. It's not that on the nose. You're judging him. Okay? Because usually you would give it up. You did it at the beginning when you were trying to get him and you desired him. Okay, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm trying to work it out. It's women that do that. Women withhold it because they judge and because they're trying to control, I guess. Long-winded way of saying that. So you don't need the TikTok, all these TikToks with the keys about this, and they don't talk about like why do you hate him? Then you're not getting to the core of it. So, sexless marriage. Overcome sex. Wait, where am I going with that? It sounded smart in my head. Overcome sex and you won't be in a sexless marriage. I have everything, but I'm miserable. I have an amazing girlfriend, a non-sexless, but probably having sex with her, making $450,000 a year. I can work anywhere, anytime, and I live in a house with a pool. Yet I have anxiety every damn day. Tight chest, hard to take deep breaths, intrusive thoughts, always feeling not enough, can never relax. What went wrong? Excuse me. What went wrong, Matt? I don't know who this guy is on X. In a moment of, I have to assume what? Honesty, desperation, what? I don't know what. Just, I have to assume. I have to assume, but I really do think you gotta be somewhat sincere and honest to say something like that. Okay. I have an amazing girlfriend making $450,000. He's probably maybe even doing the sex, you know. Can work anywhere, live in a house with a pool. Anxiety every day, intrusive thoughts, always feeling like he's not enough, and he can never relax. I guess this is Matt.
But I'm on the real.
I've never heard him speak or really seen him.
Farm. But I'm on the real farm. Some of the he's got this one where he uses old art to make these slideshows. I am such a I watch those all the time. If it's something the top 10 strangest disappearance missing person cases, I watch all of them.
Totally. So
Matt, man, isn't that kind of deep? Isn't that kind of deep? Anxiety every day and day. What's Dustin? Dustin here wants to give him some advice. Are you a heavy coffee / caffeine drinker? I had to swap to decaf or other mushroom coffee for years when I was stressed. Oh, I just need that reishi. Oh, I just need mushroom coffee. Okay, my bad. The black. I was doing bulletproof coffee, bro, and I was doing ashwagandha, and I was doing yoga. But okay, I gotta change my stack. You're telling me I need to do mushroom coffee. Gotcha. What other superfoods do I need? Cause I'm anxious. Okay, I make $450,000 a year. I have everything I want. But again, all these intrusive thoughts, I feel like I'm not enough. So, any other superfoods you think that can help me with that, Dustin? I'm kind of pretending to be Matt here. Max Anderson says, run more. High intensity cardio first thing in the morning will spike your cortisol. You'll have less cortisol left for the rest of the day, which lowers your anxiety chemically. The more stressful the cardio, the better the effect for the rest of the day. Also work on cutting out stimulants if you're a caffeine drinker, etc. Matt responding here sincerely. He's like, I'll try that. Might try that. Maybe that's why I see a bunch of people who run at 5 to 6 a.m. Wow, Matt. It looks like he wants to try things. I don't think anybody wants to be so anxious and all that. I mean, he thought maybe getting all this stuff was going to do it. Maybe the running will do it. In fact, even Molyneux got it in on this. Stefan Molyneux, shout out. I think he got in on this one too. Hold on. I have everything, but I'm miserable. Where did I put this? Oh, check it out. Stefan Molyneux responding. Is Nick just taking Matt to Fuego City? You mean flaming this guy? I'm going to destroy him? What do you mean, Aaron? Straight flames? No, I'm not trying to set him on fire. I'm reading some of the comments people have for him. Trying to give him advice. And I'm letting you take it in too. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think any of that's going to help? Stefan Molyneux responding to quote tweeting this. He says, A, our society is dying. And B, the money is there for children of which you have none. He's saying our society's dying. I'm kind of going to fill in the blanks here a bit. Your society's dying. You're feeling stressful, you're not enough. You're not having kids. You're not really doing something to, continue yourself and make a change, make a difference or whatever to this dying society, of which might be one antidote, maybe making life to a dying society. Okay, I'm following you, Stefan, a bit. Definitely taking calls, 844-900-2229. I'm not saying these are bad things to say. This might even be a pertinent conversation. It's what is going on with you, man? Why haven't you made children, etc.? I'm not saying you have to, but it's a fine conversation to have. If nothing more than just for self-understanding, reflection. Well, it's my generation. Well, it's this. Well, it's that. All things to examine. But I wonder, there's a lot of people with kids. It's they're miserable. And they sound exactly like this. I have an amazing wife, kids, 2 cars, an amazing job. Yet I have anxiety every day, hard to take, intrusive thoughts, always feeling like not enough, can never relax. I just want to tie this with, that guy, that young guy.
All right.
Bare minimum or princess treatment. The modern woman and man not too happy with the family setup. And kind of what it all comes down to this like spiritual thing, what's going on inside of you. And all this advice they have for men and all this advice they have for people, right? They told that young girl, hey, you want to make money, have a house, have an OnlyFans. Those are the things that'll fulfill you and make you happy. I wonder how Aaliyah really feels inside. Again, I'm not mad at her. I don't even think I need to save her or tell her, hey, Aaliyah, you're ruining society. The birth rates are low. It's like, duh. I just look at another lost person of this era. Welcome to the world. And you can look at it from a bird's eye view and be like, wow, no wonder the birth rates are low. The people who have birth want to start OFs and go to grad school and do all this. It's no mystery. So you can like seek all those things, I guess. I appreciate like, you should be competent. You should be very competent. Like I'm working on my life and myself and my inner world, but it's not like that's all still connected to this world I'm living, this life I'm living, trying to be a better business person, etc. But I'm so glad I found Bond and Jesse Lee Peterson, and it's just like this accident almost, or maybe it was meant to be. I don't know. I could have gone anywhere in life, but I got this like not safety net, just like the truth that I am my world. What's happening in my life is primarily what's inside of me. What I feel and the pain I feel is because of me, not because of someone else. I don't need to be something for somebody. I can be married, have children, and one day that all fall apart. Maybe. I'm not wishing it or calling it. But I know now at least that truly being with God would be for, should that happen, for me to not utter a word of it and learn and keep living life. I don't know what to tell you. Facts. We get to skip so much BS knowing Jesse. Look at all this stuff. You can get all this stuff and be poor in spirit, to summarize. Anyways. So no, I don't think it's coffee, Dustin. I don't think it's running more. Okay. You have hell inside of you. You need to start getting to know yourself and what's going on inside of you. That's just stuff you did. The money, the girlfriend, that's just stuff you did. Nice. We got Garrett, New Hampshire. How you doing, sir, on the air?
I'm doing well. How are you doing there?
All well. Happy Friday, sir.
Happy Friday. Nice show so far. Awesome. I love to see you go off.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm just taking it easy with my viewers here, the core viewers here.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So, talking to you about relating the topic to what you were talking about. Sorry, I butchered that. Talking about the topic you were just talking about. Doesn't that sound a lot like the Band-Aid effect?
Tell me about that.
Where you put a Band-Aid on and it's not actually doing anything. It's just covering things up. It's the body that heals itself.
Yeah.
So the Band-Aid's just there and keeps things in or whatever, but it's not doing anything naturally, going into your body and fixing it. It just covers up the problem until the body takes care of it. And I think that could be related to how we take life sometimes, and instead of looking inwards and having that spiritual healing, throw Band-Aids on everything. That type of stuff.
To feel better, man. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how I take the
Band-Aid. Looking to the Band-Aid to heal.
Band-Aid, yep.
Yeah. looking to the Band-Aid to heal the wound isn't going to do it. And so I know you were just talking about the guy who was seeking help of, like, oh, maybe I'll try running more. Maybe I'll try
ashwagandha.
Getting rid of caffeine. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about that. But you seemed like you were on a roll with something, so I figured I'd throw my
Thank you, man. Yeah, totally. Oh, man, it's kind of been a little bit of a theme, maybe even. The physical versus the inner world.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great.
Thank you for that, man. Bingo.
Right on. Yeah. I won't keep you too long. I know sometimes.
Gary, man, happy Friday. Always a pleasure, sir. Can you
Happy
call me
Friday.
again?
I definitely will. Thank you.
Shout out New Hampshire. Having a chill Friday here. It's like this guy. Politics causes me real agony. It messes with my focus, with my sleep. I spend a substantial amount of time fighting off dread and alarm over Trump, fascism, climate, the rising tide of institutionalized racism. And these guys, I feel like they sit around feeling fine. Is that us, chat? Are we just sitting around feeling fine? And maybe that's not even the right wing and conservatives, GOP, but us. I mean, I feel like we talk about a bunch of stuff here, like racism, like we're talking about invasions and like what? They're world-changing stuff. Where we should be not sitting here on a stream, but out in the streets taking action. I don't feel like that at all. I don't feel like that in the slightest. I'm not trying to change the world. Yep, so far you guys are saying we're feeling fine. We're not trying to change the world. The world is us. And I got me to deal with. But anyways. Yeah, even if like crazy stuff was happening, what's the point of anxiety and the anger and like all that? And the nervousness over like thoughts of the future? That's just not even logical. Like even if you weren't like, I'm gonna overcome anger and stuff, like you would just, it's not even strategically sound. That's not even strategically sound. Like what the? Is this an international caller? Who do we got on the air?
No, this is Frederick, L.A. I'm internationally known, though.
Internationally known.
What's going on, Nick?
Frederick, L.A. Where you been, sir? Nice to hear from you.
Man. I've been around the world just observing what's going on. They say the people trying to handle their emotions while they ain't getting paid with this government shutdown, but it's all over Epstein vote. This Arizona lady can't get sworn in to get the petition pushed forward, so we shut down because the Epstein files about to be released.
Is that so?
You didn't know that? See, y'all have y'all heads way up in the sky, but
yeah,
it's okay.
I'm like this. I'm like la 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 Trump, la 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 Trump. So I don't know.
Yeah, Republicans said they're gonna keep it shut down to Thanksgiving. I hope it stays shut down to February. You feel me?
And why is
that? Because they ain't gonna let them. Cause the people's gonna wake up and see they being used as pawns. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, okay, we're not getting paid. They don't care about us. The rich ones, they still getting TikTok deals. They getting rich. They buying ballrooms at the White House. Let's go.
This is the people. You're talking about the people here. This is the public who's going to be thinking this?
Yeah, they're going to see. They see what's going on. They see, hey, you know what I mean? It's the Supreme
so you appreciate
Court
the shutdown?
around. Who, do I appreciate it?
You like it because
No,
for a
it's
different
God's
reason.
plan. It's God's plan. I don't feel either or. I'm not affected by the shutdown. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, people you telling don't have no feelings have to go to work, fear of not getting paid on furloughed or whatever they doing. The military ain't getting paid, but they made sure they paid Israel before the government shut down. But
Didn't
anyway,
they say
what's
they're gonna
going
pay
on
them
with
though?
Putin?
You're kind of making that up.
No, they paid them on the 15th. They got pool money. They scrounging to find different places where they can pull money to pay them.
Right, but but remember the talk wasn't the talk like, hey, you guys will get paid when you come back when we come back. But then what they start doing? They started like taking off work or all that to stick.
No,
it to
not
Trump.
the military.
No, not the military. I'm talking about government workers.
Yeah, they wasn't getting paid at first. They had to pull money from somewhere else to pay them on the 15th. Now on the 1st, they got to find somewhere else to find some money to pay
Right,
them.
but
or
they always
won't
do.
get paid.
Is my point. They find somewhere and these people get paid, even if they work with no pay. They get paid after. This was widely reported. You can correct me where I'm wrong. But then they started coming out real
This is only
nasty,
the second
started
longest-
sticking
this
it
is
to
only
Trump,
the
saying
second
they're not
longest-
even going to show up for work. And then I thought I heard Trump say, "Then we're not even going to pay you." I don't remember if that's true. Isn't that
This
the
is
story?
only the
Isn't that the
second
story, sir?
longest.
Come on, that's the real story.
You don't know. You're speaking about how they always do something, but this is only the second longest shutdown, and the first one was under
Right.
Trump. So we never even been this deep into a shutdown.
true.
So I don't know what you're talking about. They're
No,
always
you're correct.
getting paid.
You're correct. They might.
No,
you're
listen,
correct.
Listen.
No, no. I just want to agree with you. You're correct. They might not get paid. This president really is a wild card. He might do things differently. But like I said, they find the money somewhere. Like you just said, they had to find it from somewhere for the 15th. They're looking for it elsewhere. Widely reported that this is the classic way they do it. When they do a government shutdown, they don't just not get paid. They get paid later. But you're right. This is a different president. He might do things differently, and that's why I appreciate him. But go ahead.
This is the longest it's been shut down. There's never been two pay
Keep it
cycles
going.
for the military to not get paid. Right. So they only had to come up with two. So let's say they first time in history they have to come up with three. Now we got to ask, where's this money been sitting around at? Why ain't it collected interest and going on our debt? Where are you pulling these? You know, maybe it's from the federal employees that's fired. Maybe it's the tariffs. You think?
Maybe it's the what? Tariffs? Oh,
You think he's
tariffs.
going to taco on the 1st? Because China still ain't getting full punishment yet.
I don't know. A lot of ifs, man.
Well, he's been chickening out for
You got
8,
a lot of
9
you got a lot of
months
ifs
already.
there. I don't know what to tell you. You got a lot of But
100% tariffs have never been put on China, and he's been
Nice.
promising that since he got in office.
Nice.
Yeah, he's taco, man. I bet you on first.
But you haven't
he's
said
gonna
anything,
taco.
though.
Trump's gonna chicken
You're just
out.
saying ifs.
Nah.
You're saying if though. You
Why-
don't even know if he's chickened out yet.
Why?
You got to call me when this happens.
Yeah.
You're just saying a
No,
bunch of
it's
ifs.
going to destroy the stock market worse than it's already going
Oh,
to
yeah?
be because China's putting
And-
tariffs on. They putting a cap on
Everything
minerals.
he does was supposed to kill the stock market. But go ahead.
Rare earth minerals to where if you want modern technology, you're gonna have to go through China in the future. They got the monopoly on it. They processing rare earth minerals at a pace where our tariffs won't do nothing to them, even at 100%. So
You people are
once
the-
you figure this stuff out,
I might.
Go ahead.
But yeah, you people are like what do they say? Isn't that an old story we learned growing up? You know, it teaches this lesson, crying wolf. He's gonna ruin the stock market. He's gonna crash the economy. But so now he's gonna crash it with what? Now he's gonna crash it with this government shutdown. Well, we'll see. A lot of ifs. A lot of ifs. The tariffs are gonna crash the economy. EBT is gonna. You hear about that one? That the removing the EBT stuff is gonna crash the economy. Have you heard that one?
no, it's already been crashed already.
Hey, Grant,
I gotta
tell-
call you back. I got an important call coming in.
All right, Fred-
Nick.
Freddie, call me again, man. I see you for
All
you.
right, bye.
Hey.
Story. As I eat my Teddy Graham, I'm gonna tell you a little story about food stamps.
My food stamps. What kind of accent is that? It's fascinating.
About food.
I kind of like it, to be honest.
About food stamps. Some families get $200 a week in food stamps, so that equals $800
I like how she speaks.
a month. They have to make that $800 a month last, right? That $800 is not being taken away from them, and that was their food money. So now they have to come up with $800 a month for food to feed their children themselves. If you don't eat, you're not going to be able to study in school. If you don't eat,
Don't you know you need Doritos? You need a healthy serving of Doritos to pay attention in class. Don't you get that?
you're not going to be able to function at work. If you don't eat, your body will start to shut down. We have to eat. In this country, isn't $15 an hour minimum. We can't survive this. Even if we had a $15, $20 minimum and it went up in 10 seconds, it would crash the economy. And this is going to crash the economy. Because if people now can no longer get necessities, diapers because they need food, that's a problem. People are going to start what? Stealing, looting, hurting others.
Another one, just saying, right? This will crash the economy. What's next? Huh?
Get what they need to get for their children. So when I tell you,
Although I gotta say, if there's something that's a huge pressure on the economy, to the point of almost, the point of collapse. There's never been so much pressure. It's, a swath of the population that thinks it's time to loot once they stop getting their EBT. Talk about a pressure on the economy. So get off my neck. Get off my neck here, black people. Somebody get off my neck. You know what I mean? Like, your knee is on my neck.
Diapers because they need food, that's a problem. People are going to start what? Stealing, looting, hurting others to get what they need to get for their children. So when I tell you this is going to collapse the United States,
it's
think about
going to
hairstylists.
collapse.
Nobody's going to be able to get their hair done. Everybody's going to need their extra money for food. Tattoos. No more tattoos. Those businesses will go out of business because people are so hungry that they can't afford those services anymore. This will affect us all if people can no longer eat.
Anyways, just because it was sort of brought up, I guess. Yet another doomsday scenario. If you don't work, you don't eat type deal. I guess so. Graham crackers, let's go. I'm down. Teddy Grahams. Garrett with the triple coffee says, saw the chat saying they couldn't hear anything from your call. I guess maybe since I was on the listen line. Thanks for taking my call. Okay, Garrett, just giving me a little info there. Letting me know I think my call that I took yesterday was not audible. So it's good to know. Good to know. Thank you, Karmic Binding. We got some super. In fact, we got a bunch of super chats here. Thank you so much. Going back here, we got Rex Fig says, "Hey Nit, is Jesse saying the woman gonna have the cess or the woman gonna have the say?" Are you talking about in that commercial, one of the JLP commercials? He's saying the woman's gonna have the sex. That's what he's saying. Oh, sorry. Karmic Binding says, apartments are gay and unsafe. Rent a room in a suburb. It's like, pros and cons. It's an individual type thing, Karmic Binding. Fine advice. It's just, where do you work? What's the commute? All these things you got to consider. It's an individual type thing. Yes, Gunner says, chat needs Jesus. Chat, you need Jesus. Karmic Binding says, ideally, get out the door before sunrise. You're already starting way ahead of a lot of people. Or at least start the silent prayer. Hey, ain't that a good way to start the day? Steven, thank you for that. Birdie Bound Brian says, anyone with emotions is a murderer. Yeah, guess what murderers have? Emotions. I'm laughing a bit because I I can hear someone saying, it's false equivalency. Oh, what? Murderers also have hair. What? Am I a murderer because I have hair? No. But you don't understand. You have the exact same emotions as a murderer. That's what you're not getting. You have the exact same feelings. And you have the exact same feelings that the murderer felt when he was murdering. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So thank you for the super chat there. Very nice, Birdie Bound Brian. Thank you, Rumble. Appreciate all that. It's kind of glitching up. I think it's saying it shows your chats and then it says no live chats and then it says chats and then no live chats. But I hope you're there. I hope you hear me, Rumble. Thank you. Incredible. Now this one was kind of interesting. Kind of saved this one down the line. You might find this fascinating and it kind of fits, Mama Spirit. This is the story of peanut allergies. Anybody have a peanut allergy? Anybody have a peanut allergy and their parents had you avoid peanuts growing up? Now this is a post from this individual. This is an account titled Cremu. So I'm gonna tell you I'll tell you this information. I'll try and be specific where it's from. But let me tell you right now, I'm not an expert or anything. Not like I read the literature on this, but kind of an interesting angle on this and allergies, or at least specifically the story of peanut allergies. The story begins in 2000 when the American Academy of Pediatrics decided to issue some simple advice to parents. Have your kids avoid peanuts early in life. Don't expose them until they're at least 3. And then they share this image here. The AAP made their recommendation on the basis of a few scant pieces of evidence. That's the American Academy of Pediatrics. They made their recommendation on the basis of a few scant pieces of evidence, the opinions of a handful of experts, and the precautionary principle. Basically, 1. Some cohort studies showed that introducing kids to peanuts earlier was associated with more eczema, so they thought delayed introduction could prevent atopy, the tendency to show an exaggerated immune response to otherwise harmless things like peanuts. 2, because peanut reactions can be life-threatening, they thought they should be maximally cautious and advised parents to have their kids avoid peanuts so that nobody dies. That makes me think that peanut allergy, to have a little bit of an opposing, play a little devil's advocate here, I guess. It tells me a little bit that, well, it looks like peanut allergies was an issue before this. If they were trying to be cautious to have them not be exposed, is because some exposure was causing some issues. But okay, they thought it was life-threatening, so it's like, how about you just avoid it when they're young, so just in case they're allergic, they don't die. And 3, the AAP's in-house committee thought these things were compelling enough to advise parents to act, so they did just that. Now, according to this info, though, check it out. Parents complied, and peanut allergy rates rose. It rose. It was 0.4% in 1997. That is before 2000 when this begins. To 1.4 to 2% in 2015. I'd say that's a significant jump. And this person claims the advice was wrong. And they give an example. Apparently, Jews in Britain compared to Jews in Israel. In Britain, young Jews ate no peanuts. In Israel, apparently there's a snack called bamba. Anybody eat bamba? Where are my Israelis at? Anybody familiar with bamba? A snack made out of peanut butter flavored puffed maize. Looks like it's a classic snack in Israel. I definitely want to try it. Somebody in Israel, send me a pack of bamba. I want to try the bamba. Bamba. And the mascot for bamba is a baby, which this person is saying is like, they're saying, look, come on, the mascot for bamba is a baby. So I guess Jews in Israel don't have peanut allergies as much as Jews in Britain. It's a lot of kind of anecdotal, no citing. I'm just trying to be clear with you. Oh, check it out. Never mind. They do cite something. British Jews had 10 times the rate of peanut allergy than Israeli Jews had. 10 times. And there weren't a lot of babies dying from peanut exposure. So it's likely peanut exposure helped prevent the allergy, according to this person. Kind of interesting, no? I mean, I found it somewhat interesting. Even more convincingly, the learning early about peanut allergy trial showed that when parents were advised to have their kids avoid peanuts for a year, they had much higher rates of allergy than if they were instead told to eat peanuts over that time. There's the numbers for you. There you go with the numbers again. There you go with those damn numbers again. Consuming as opposed to avoiding peanuts early in life. Mama, listen to the experts. It's like when wives call into the JLP show and they look, sometimes they need advice. And it's like, Jesse's got that advice. He's got that experience. And it's like, so I'm not saying you can't call Jesse. Please call Jesse. But it is an interesting thing, right? It happens often where the wife will call and be like, Jesse, I got this on my mind. Please advise me. And Jesse will be like, what did your husband say? And and more often than not, the husband had pretty sensible advice, at least about the thing they're calling in about. You know, usually they'll call in about nothing too. Because Jesse told you already how to overcome. And that's fine. You can call in and ask him again. But usually they'll call in. They already got the advice to forgive and pray every day. They're like, oh, that's nice. That sounds pretty nice. I'll try that maybe later. I'll get to that. Anyways, Jesse, I'm tripping about. Someone said this to me the other day, and I'm thinking of reporting them. What do you think I should do? What did your husband say? Told me to chill out and let it go. You know what I mean? It's like. That's like mother's like, but the American Pediatrics is saying I don't want him to die from a peanut. Honey, our boy hasn't even had any peanuts. We haven't even crossed that bridge. There's no showing. They're fine. They haven't. I'm not even thinking of feeding them all these peanuts or having them avoid them. Honey, calm down. But the American Pediatrician is telling me he's gonna die if I don't avoid peanuts till they're 3. Boom, now you have a peanut allergy, a lifelong peanut allergy, and if you so much as smell peanuts, your throat starts closing up. Wow. Thanks, Mom and Dad, I guess. Dad should have protected you from Mom. And so this post continues. So the advice changed slowly. In fact, it took 15 years for multiple authorities to agree on early exposure to peanuts as the go-to advice for parents. And when they did, parents listened. Suddenly, rates of peanut allergy started falling. Compared to before, the guidelines were changed and then amended to become even clearer and more forceful. Rates of peanut allergy have fallen by almost half. Associations have also advised parents to expose their kids to diverse diets, and all food allergies have declined too. Wow. Peanuts went from the top allergen to being number 2. With time, they'll become an uncommon allergy again. And this is not health advice, it's just a little post here. Pretty interesting post, though. Mama. We got Texas on the air. How you doing? I think we got David. Oh, sorry. David on the air, Texas. How you doing? Go ahead.
Hola, señor.
David, man. Appreciate your call.
¿Qué pasa?
All is
You
well.
doing all right?
No complaints.
También.
También.
Hey,
Muy bueno.
yes. También. Mucho bueno. Hey, thank you for taking my call.
Of course.
You're quick on your feet and flat with your fingers. Can you do a quick search and see, do the Democrats fold? Are they folding and the government shutdown's coming to an end? This is what I heard.
Well, there's an NBC article saying the GOP expected Democrat. Wait, hold on. They're saying that the GOP expected it to be done by now. Let me see what else. Cracks emerge in Democrats' unity on government shutdown. Axios. Apparently, according to Axios, yeah.
So,
talking about two Democrats that voted with Republicans on Thursday after previously rejecting every GOP measure.
So, if the Democrats do sign things over and prevent the continuation of the shutdown, wouldn't it be a Democrat shutdown? They're the ones that can make it happen, go the other way.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh, if they're the ones in the way of this changing, right? If it just takes more Democrats to vote, at least according to this Axios article, it's logical to go on and say, well, then it's the Democrats holding it up. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is the Democrats that are holding it up. Yeah.
You might be right,
if they're
man.
The ones that, if they're the
I've
ones
not
that
been
can,
following this.
That can put it in. I know, me neither, really.
Right.
I can tell you one thing. I'm glad I'm not allergic to peanuts.
So true. Yeah. I can't think of any allergies I have. I don't think I have any.
I don't have any either.
Yeah, I eat a diverse.
Well, yeah, I don't have any either. I eat a lot of peanut butter with bananas and honey.
Calorically dense,
Very tasty.
nice, very good.
Yes.
Nutritious.
Very good stuff. Yeah, filling and nutritious.
But just quickly, because you did bring it up, I do appreciate it. You know, I had callers calling me about it. I gotta say, I'm so ignorant on it. It must be on this shutdown thing. Is this too ignorant? I'm thinking, hey, government shutdown. That sounds like a good thing. Keep it up.
Right.
Or is that too simple? Is that too ignorant?
I think that the Democrats and the Republicans are probably a little shotgun shy of it going to, you know, because we all, well, I shouldn't say we all know. I think that a lot of people realize that if the people that are on the government teat are denied the government teat, they are going to cause a real ruckus in the streets. I guarantee you that.
You might.
They are
be right
not
about
going to be denied their reparations.
They're saying that as much. They're saying that. They're like, come Thanksgiving, we are getting that turkey.
We're going to give thanks, all right, buddy. We're going to freaking knock over your grocery stores and your shoe stores and all the stores in between.
It's incredible.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
So when I got people calling me saying, hey, man, these Republicans, it's their shutdown, I I can't even argue it because I just don't follow. I haven't been following on my part.
Right.
But I don't
Yeah,
feel
me
the
too.
need. I don't feel like, ooh, I should educate myself because he just got me there. I don't feel that either because I'm like, I mean, if Republicans are doing the shutdown and like holding them hostage, great. They should be shut down. And if it's Democrats, well,
Seems
then,
like a good idea. Yeah.
right. And if it's Democrats, it's like, well, then they're going against Trump and they should listen to Trump.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because we would not even know that there was a government shutdown if they weren't blasting it everywhere. I mean, I'm out here driving around. I don't see it. There's nowhere that I've driven from Dallas to almost Odessa, from Dallas to Houston and back and forth and all around. I haven't seen anything out here on the road in this small quadrant that would indicate that the government is shut down in any shape, form, or fashion. None.
Interesting. Same here, man, and for me.
I see the gas prices are going lower, though, out here.
Nice to hear.
I don't want to tell you what the gas prices are out here. Yeah. I know you're in California, so you don't want to hear what gas
I
is
don't.
out here. 'Cause
Okay. Don't even say it.
It's a big difference. I'm not gonna. I won't. I refuse to.
Thank you.
There's nothing you can say to make me say it.
Don't even dare.
I shan't.
You know, this Wall Street Journal article.
Well, man,
No, nothing. I was just gonna say this. This Wall Street Journal article is saying that that there are lawmakers on both sides that are starting to break their hard line and seek to alleviate the pain. And I'm interested in reading this. Maybe I'll do it with y'all after we let you go here. What is this pain they're alleviating, right? Because it's like I don't see any difference with the government being shut down. I'd like to know maybe who's feeling this pain. Maybe the Wall Street Journal has the answer. We're gonna read this.
Ouch! Ooh, ow! I'm not feeling it either. Well, read on, brother, and thank you again for taking my call. And
for sure,
have a great weekend. We'll see you on Sunday.
David, always a pleasure. Call me again, man.
Unless you do an impromptu flight tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be driving, so
we'll be there Sunday if the creek doesn't rise, for sure.
All right, buddy. All
See
right,
you Sunday,
thank you.
sir. Thank you.
Bye.
I can't hack the mainframe on this one though. Wall Street Journal. I really want to know because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not even saying I'm right or wrong on anything. There's things I don't know. I'm thinking, where is the government shutdown? I don't see it. Well, it's probably because I'm not next to it. Wall Street Journal is here to educate me. Who's feeling the pain? What is this pain you're trying to alleviate? And is this shutdown connected to the EBT stuff? Wait, hold on. That would be nice, huh, cover? Sorry. I shouldn't. The hard lines that both I can't even read the rest of this. For federal workers and lower income households pushing lawmakers to seek ways to end the standoff or lessen the pain. So federal workers and low income households are the ones who are feeling this pain? Wait, are you telling me this welfare EBT stuff is connected? You're telling me they're not working in the government so they can't work to give away our money to people who don't deserve it? This sounds awesome. This sounds awesome. I mean, again, I don't know. I'm just reading this first few lines. I can't even hack the mainframe to read the rest of this. So, nice, Wall Street Journal. Keep it up. Make your money, I guess. Do your thing. I respect your game. Can't fault me for trying. Okay? Let me see. Maybe the Wayback Machine lets me do it. Let's try the Wayback Machine. Nothing. We got nothing. Chat. we're going to assume that that's what it is. We're going to assume that the pain Wall Street Journal's talk about is the federal workers in the low-income households, and that they're not getting paid because the federal workers aren't working to give away more of our money. Sounds pretty sweet, actually. But more on mama, quickly, because I had this here connected to this like medical sort of segment here. So American Pedio, you're following, right? The allergies, mama, listening to, it's just a little bit of peanuts, you don't have to like feed them a bunch of peanuts, but like you're trying to save them from everything. Now you cause more harm than good. Is anybody familiar with Coquinium? Anybody ever taken this drug or medicine? This guy in the video makes it sound like they're in every pharmacy. Maybe I've just always missed it.
How you actually treat a cold without getting scammed. I'm a licensed pharmacist in 4 states, and this is how you actually treat a cold without getting scammed. This useless little quacker has been wasting money since the late 1800s. Buying this is actually buying a fantasy instead of buying an effective product. The thing about this Alka-Seltzer, I don't even know how to pronounce it, and I don't care to learn, because it's nothing. This is literally placebo. There's nothing in it. It does nothing. If it helped you, you were helped by placebo. If you ever bought Theraflu, then congratulations. You bought acetaminophen and dextromethorphan, which you could have got at the Dollar Tree for much cheaper. I hate how it has flu in the name. It makes people think it has some sort of antiviral activity. The only thing you can...
This guy's thinking. I've thought all these things when just reading the labels of these things. Do you guys do that? I've just read the labels of these things, have a basic read one sentence of the definition of a virus and the definition of a bacteria. And, I thought all these things. I don't think you need to be a pharmacist for that. Not saying anything about this guy. He's giving us the keys here.
Congratulations, you bought acetaminophen and dextromethorphan, which you could have got at the Dollar Tree for much...
But it's in a nice syrup, okay? And it's put together, okay? You're talking-ish, pharmacy guy. Now I'm doing the other side. Now I'm doing devil's advocate the other side. But look at the product. It's like a nice syrup. They put it nicely, put it together. I guess his complaint is it says flu, right? So it's not antiviral, okay? You're just like putting a Band-Aid on what's happening to you. But hey, sometimes that's all you need so the body can do the rest. Okay, I gotta stop sniffling and my head hurts and I need a rest. Okay, so I'm taking the Theraflu.
Really used for the virus is zinc, and zinc is said to stop the virus from entering human cells. It can reduce the length of the cold if started quickly, and we don't really know.
You mean the coronavirus? The cold? You mean the common cold, which is a coronavirus? By the way? You mean the coronavirus? I guess COVID is... We all know by now, COVID was something else, I guess. You mean the same coronavirus? Okay, whatever. Just a video I had. Moving on. But what is this actually? What is this actually in the pharmacies? Oscillococcinum, single dose tube, homeopathic medicine. So is this a drug at all? Is this like a drug? And they sell this at CVS's. Ingredients. What's the active ingredient? Anise barbarae, hepatis et cordis extractum. So nothing. Some sort of mushroom extract? So nothing. Homeopathic medicine. Maybe it's not a mushroom. Whatever, look. Just an interesting little video I had. Spawned some of the things in my head. Nit drinks a shot of Fabuloso when he's sick. Have a little Windex. If your elbow hurt, you do a little Windex. You know your stomach hurt, you have a little Fabuloso. You know. Very easy. It's clean. It's clean. You have your hram burn now when you pee. You get the spray. You get a spray. You have to spray. You get a spray. You spray with the Windex. Hey. Good as new. What are y'all saying? What are y'all saying in chat? What are you up to? Look at the time. What the? Thank you, Spaz Out. Thank you, all my supporters on punchy.tv/anchor, baby. Taking it easy on a chill Friday. Ask ChatGPT. Okay. You mean about the drug? What is Hepatis A cordis extractum is Latin. It translates to extract of liver and heart. Oh. I think it's chicken. I think it's chicken extract. Chicken liver and heart extract. Anis barbari. Yeah, Anis barbari is a Barbary duck. It's liver and heart extract of the Barbary duck. That is what that drug is, or not even a drug. That so-called medicine. Barbary duck heart and liver extract. That's what that is. Get you some ginger, shallots, garlic broth, and rice, and in Jesus' name, you healed. Throw in a little oscillococcium. You got yourself a full meal. Anyways, duck extract. Incredible. Okay, let me see here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, someone, with all those coffees. Very generous. You've been coming in back to back with those, and I appreciate that. Jermaine with a coffee says, "Sup, Nick? Just showing my support." Back at you, Jermaine. Appreciate that. Always a pleasure. Great stuff. What can I say, folks? We done did the show. We've been here. We've been here longer. In fact, we've been here some time, taking calls, doing topics and super chats and all that. We've been here for some time now. I must say, I think that's it. I believe that's it. I'd stay with you longer, but I'm not gaming, or I'm not really doing anything. I'm gonna go and handle a couple of things, and really just play piano, maybe later. So I'm not gaming or doing any of that, or else I'd just be with you longer. We just do more things. But make sure you like and subscribe. You click the like button. You click the notification bell, because you never know what we might get up to. Impromptu stuff. It's just how it goes, okay? So I appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Don't be rude. Leave a like. Show some decorum. And of course, Sunday Church with Jesse. Monday, Jesse's back. If the creek don't rises and all that. And of course, the Hake Report in my show, the More American Anchor Baby, on Monday. Maybe we should chill and play piano together. That might be fun. I'll think about it. But as always, a pleasure. Always a pleasure, folks. Thank you for that. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you around.